2017, and I have rearranged my office. You can't really see too much of it right now, but you'll probably see it at some point in time, a little more of it. And so that was some insanity going on there. It took me 3 days to rearrange this whole room. I have a lot of stuff in here. But I wanted to take a few moments to talk about the subject. And I am not a very, I do not speak a lot politically on my channel. And if you're Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, whatever, it's, don't turn off just yet. Okay, just hear me out. Basically what I set the stage, shall we? A year ago, almost to the day, I took Corey on an adventure for his birthday. And we started off our adventure in New Orleans. Highly recommend this place. It is insanity and music and art, and I can't, it's just, we met wonderful people and everywhere we went, and it was so much fun. But then, after 2 days in New Orleans, which I kind of regretted leaving, and I want to go back. If you haven't been there, please just go. Alright, it's something. Anyway, after 2 days in New Orleans, we boarded a ship, and we went to Mexico. And this was my second trip to Mexico, and it was his first. So before we ever even got on that boat, all around here, as we were getting ready for our trip, and people found out we were going, they were horrified. Oh my God, you're going to Mexico. Did you know there are Mexicans there? No, you don't say. I'm going to find Mexicans in Mexico. I had no idea. And of course there was, around that time, the ramping up of the build the wall and, you know, the whole thing. And unfortunately many of my family has, oh, Mexicans bad. And I'm here to tell you they're not. They're really not. Every trip I have ever made, and like I said, this was my second trip, but Central America, South America, I haven't been to South, but Central America and the Bahamas and the Caribbean and everywhere else. But Mexico, the warmness, the generosity, the beauty of the people I met there. I want to go back. It's one of those places that I want to go back. I have climbed Mayan pyramids there, and I've been eaten by piranhas, which was amazing. Don't be afraid. It was the most amazing thing ever. We met this couple, Mexican couple down there. It was in this sacred pool behind a Mayan pyramid, and they were dangling their feet in the water. These little bitty tiny piranhas come up and they nibble at your toes. And it's a true story. And anyway, he loved Corey. He was like an open bar for him. Like every fish in that pond swarmed him. He got a little afraid. We were all laughing about it, and they were giggling about it. And they didn't really know a lot of English. And you know, Corey and I, speaking of Spanish, I can order a beer, which I'll never drink because I don't drink beer. You know, I can ask for the bathroom. I can say please and thank you. I have this tiny vocabulary, and they had a tiny vocabulary of English. And but we managed to have this really nice conversation with them, and so in this pidgin mix of things that we were, a lot of hand gestures. But they were so funny, and I had said, because one of Corey's family members had said, "Oh my God, you're going to get kidnapped by Mexican terrorists," and I was laughing with them about it, and they were like, "Oh no, not here, not here. No, that's north, near the border, because cartels, unfortunately." But they were so, and again, they were just so nice. We had a really good conversation with them. They were sweet. And, but here's, I kind of want to share this story. It was on our last day in Mexico, and we were in a city called Progreso, which is unfortunately a very poor community. But we'd done all of our different things that day, and I was doing some last minute shopping, trying to make sure I got everybody a gift before we headed back to the U.S. And I'm running around and I'm spending money like a fool because, you know, kids and family and friends that I all said I would buy something for. And I went through and I got all this stuff, and I'm broke at this point now. I'm zero cash. All right, not a dime to my name. And we're walking along, and I just stopped dead in my tracks. I went, "Oh my God, Corey, I forgot to get Brayden something for yes, for a gift." And Brayden's my son. And he's like, "You're kidding me." I'm like, "No, I'm not kidding. I seriously forgot to get Brayden something." Like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?" There wasn't time to go back to the ship and get more money or any. I mean, this is it. We're done. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I feel so bad." And a vendor that I had bought a toy for Landon from was this really cool wooden shark thing. It was really neat. Anyway, stepped up and came around his vending table, and he goes, "Excuse me, pretty lady." And I love that. Everywhere I go in Mexico, pretty lady, pretty lady. Lie to me, and make me believe it. Say it all to me. But anyway, pretty lady, I hear you are out of money. You forgot a gift for your son. I'm like, "Yeah, I cannot believe I did that." And he goes, "Pick anything. Get your son a gift." "You sure?" "Yes, for you. Get a gift." And I'm like, I can't pay you back. I mean, I have no more money. I'm broke. And he goes, no. Get a gift for your son. Important. And so I did. I got my son. He had been in the Navy, so I got him this really cool bone carved stingray on a necklace. It was beautiful. Not the most expensive item by any means. I actually went on the lower end because, you know. But I'm like, "I can't thank you enough." He goes, no. It's good. He says, "You're happy. Your son will be happy. I'm happy." And he meant it. He did this not because I could do anything for him, you know, or anything else. He did it because. Just because. To make me happy. A stranger. So I wouldn't have to go home and say to my son, "God, I can't believe I forgot about you." You know, I mean, obviously I could have picked something up on my way back out of town, but you know, but you know what I mean. I mean, like, once the ship got back to port, in New Orleans, but he just did it because, just because, and that was that has been pretty much every person I've ever met in Mexico. They graciously, warmly have welcomed me to their country. And it is this very rich and diverse and vibrant and colorful and huge culture.
Sorry.
But it's, in a way, they have embraced their culture in a way that Americans really don't do. And maybe it's because we have so many things. I mean, we roll other people's cultures into ours and kind of go with it to a certain extent. But Mexico has, you know, the Native American Spanish mix has just been, it is just so vibrantly alive, and you see it everywhere, and it is a thing to behold. But the biggest point I'm really just trying to express here is, you know, in a short amount of time, we're going to have a new president. We're going to have a different everything. And I don't know what that means for me, for you, for anybody, honestly. It's kind of hard to say. But as you hear a lot of the rhetoric going around, and the hate speak, and the us versus them, and build a wall, and the stereotypes. I want you to keep that vendor in mind, that couple we met. You know, these are warm and wonderful people. There is no us versus them, truly. Everywhere I've ever gone, in every country I've ever visited, in any place I've ever been in, and it doesn't matter if we speak the same language or have the same culture, we share many things, and we share the wanting to have a secure life, to be safe, to have a job, to be able to support your family, you know, to have a home to call your own. Everywhere. Doesn't matter where. We all share, you know, these basic wants and needs. To have food, shelter, safety. And once you scratch that really superficial surface, you find out that we're all the same, deep down. And I want you to remember that. You know, I hope to go back to Mexico, you know, soon, actually. And I hope that that's not something that's going to end up being denied because of things that are being said, you know, policies that are being enacted. And again, I don't know what's going to happen, but it worries me. It concerns me. Us versus them is one of those things that is heightened by isolation. And we shouldn't isolate ourselves. There's a whole big world out there. It's a whole big, beautiful world full of wonderful people. And again, you know, there's probably 1% assholes, I'm not gonna lie. But that's here in the US too, so, you know, there it is. But, you know, I have met people from Australia and England and Ireland and Sudan and South Africa and all these countries, all over. You know, I've sat in and I've had a meal with them and shared a drink and shared a joke. You know, had these moments of us, and you know, it didn't matter where we came from. It wasn't a matter of, you know, national identity. You know, we were people, and we were sharing a very human moment between us, and that's everywhere I've ever gone, everywhere I've ever been, every person I have met. There's a few I kind of questioned on occasion, went, a little weird, but you know, again, doesn't matter. You know, what country you're going to find it, a little weird. But, so I hope in the years to come that we do not isolate ourselves out of fear, out of the unknown. I hope you do not isolate yourself out of fear of the unknown. And give yourself a chance to go to these very diverse and rich countries. Not money rich, but culturally rich countries. And see for yourself and experience it for yourself. Don't take secondhand knowledge. You know, don't listen to whoever who, you know, 40 years ago went somewhere and had a bad experience somewhere, or listen to a politician or a pundit, you know, make these very vast negative stereotypical pronouncements on these places. Go and see for yourself. Go. And don't be rude when you go, okay, because you're going to get rudeness in return. I go and I have a smile on my face. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Lisa. You know, I'm very inviting. Be warm. Be inviting. Be nice. And you will be amazed at what you get in return. As I have been amazed at what I get in return. And for the cost of a smile, you can really have your eyes open to a whole different culture and see for yourself that there is no such thing as us versus them. There's just us. All of us. We're all on this planet revolving around the sun together. We're on this trip that there are no exits for. And so we should be kind to our fellow passengers and remember that they're here too, like it or not. And a little bit of kindness can go a long way, and a little bit of understanding can go make huge differences in how we look at each other. So take a trip. Go somewhere you've never been before, or talk to someone online, or reach out in some way and realize and know and find out for yourself that there is no us versus them. It's a fiction that, help build walls and barriers and divides between us. They're justifications for what governments want to do. But it's not about people. Because we all want the same thing. Safety, security, food, shelter. The chance to have a decent life. And, when you realize that, you realize that a lot of the things we fight about are silly. And, so yeah. Anyway, it's New Year. God, please let it be a good one for all of us, everywhere. And I'll talk to you next week and talk about whatever. Anyway, I hope that you guys are so far having a good year, and I'll talk to you again soon.